Nikkita Brown believes she was targeted because of her race, and she is speaking out for the first time about the incident, which is now under investigation. TJ Holmes is here with more. Good morning, TJ.
Driving while black, swimming while black, napping while black, working out while black, biking while black, sitting in a Starbucks while black. There's a long list of incidents in which mundane, non-threatening behavior by African Americans have led to police incidents. Well, this Chicago woman says now add to it walking your dog while black. It's an incident you're about to see that has now led to a police officer being taken off the street.
I thought I was gonna die. I thought he was going to kill me. I had it in my mind that I was going to be shot.
Nikkita Brown describing these moments, captured on cell phone video of what she calls an unprovoked assault by a Chicago police officer. Brown is speaking publicly now for the first time about how a routine walk with her dog late one night led to this.
Is this an official incident?
That's fine.
Now understand this.
Brown begins recording as the officer gets out of his vehicle and approaches her.
Please respect my space. It's COVID. 6 feet.
Brown says the unmasked officer got closer and was aggressive from the start. This video, taken by bystanders, shows the officer following her on the beach as she says she was headed for an exit. But then she stops, turns around, and things escalate.
When you see me stop and turn around, it's because this man, big man, taller than me, larger than me, is literally 5 feet away from me. I feel him on me.
Why did you take your phone out?
Oh, I was looking to see who I can call for help at that point. Even if somebody didn't answer, at least leave a voicemail and say, hello, hi, this is where I am. This is what's happening. If you call me in the morning and you don't reach me, I'm in jail or worse.
Video shows the officer grab for her phone and things get physical. Her phone is knocked to the ground as the altercation goes on. The officer eventually gets a hold of her before the two finally separate, and then Brown walks away. She says there were other people on the beach that night, but believes she was targeted.
Why did this happen?
My honest answer, Black women walking after hours. I guess I look suspicious.
Chicago authorities are now investigating.
I saw the video. I was quite disturbed by what I saw.
The case has been handed over to COPA, the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, a civilian-led oversight agency within the Chicago Police Department. In a statement, COPA Interim Chief Andrea Kirsten says, "We have a responsibility to investigate allegations of police misconduct and determine if they are well-founded," adding, if violations did occur, COPA will hold the officer accountable. This morning, that officer, who is yet to be identified publicly, has been placed on desk duty. But Brown's attorney, Keenan J. Salter, says that's not enough.
This officer should never be placed in a position of trust in the city of Chicago again.
This experience, the trauma, is something that I never want to happen to anybody else.
Brown says she's grateful she was able to, in her words, survive the encounter and not become the next hashtag.
I hope it's not going to be a say her name type of situation, because I'm another person that was, shot and killed by a cop, and that, it's going to be written off as I'm this bad person that resisted arrest.
And guys, the park was closed. She didn't realize it. That's one thing. Also, she got to go home that night. So a lot of people look at it, she says she's getting response like, hey, everything's fine, just let it go, and the end of it. But she says it's important to speak out because you can't just wait until there's a tragedy at the end. You can't just wait until there's a death before you point out the incident itself, and that's why she wanted to finally speak out.
Hey, everybody. They're not wrong. Before I bring on my co-host tonight, I want to share something really quickly. The alternate viewpoint coming, this was stated a long time ago by renowned Sheriff David Clark. I think we all know David Clark. Sheriff David Clark says it's not the police who need to be retrained, it's the public. We have grown into a mouthy, mobile, phone-wielding, vulgar, uncivil society with no personal responsibility, the attitude of, it's the other person's fault, you owe me. A society where children grow up with no boundaries or knowledge or concern for civil society and personal responsibility. When an officer says, put your hands up, then put your hands up. Don't reach for something in your pocket, your lap, your seat. There's plenty of reason for a police officer to feel threatened, as you saw with that thin African-American woman walking her dog on the beach. There's plenty of reason for a police officer to feel threatened. There have been multiple assaults and ambushes on police officers lately. Comply with requests from the officer. Have your day in court. Don't mouth off or fight or refuse to comply. That escalates the situation. Okay, Sheriff Clark. It's not like people don't need to pull out their phones to document things in light of cover-ups and people mysteriously getting shot with alternative stories reported by the police department. I'm going to bring Lainie on now. I don't know what more there is to say, and I don't want to add to what I think is it leaves me speechless most of the time, Lainie. And with that, seriously, I don't know if you want to add anything to it, but I wanted to do a follow-up on that story because we reported on it last week, and Nikkita was very brave to come forward, while the police officer who literally assaulted her on the beach has not yet been identified and is unwilling to come forward and explain why he felt it was necessary to escalate the situation and intimidate and I think assault Ms. Brown. I guess that's as much as I guess we're gonna leave it to our viewers in the live chat tonight. Let's see. Here we go. Arturo Medina. Yeah, let's make an interactive live chat tonight. How exactly should we trust an officer who can and does have the authority to shoot you? Anyway, Arturo, it's an impossible situation. Yes, it is, Arturo. Yes, it is. And as I said, I did want to just begin with that story as a follow-up because Ms. Brown did